Welcome to the Business Growth Podcast. Today I'm here with Lucas, the co-founder and CEO of CROFTI. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this conversation. Should be fun.
Likewise, so tell us a little bit more. What do you guys do at CROFTI?
We're an AI automation firm. We're both consulting, advisory, and also implementation. We focus heavily in the construction and manufacturing industry. And our job is to remove all the pain points from staff so they can focus on what they really love to do. And we essentially just automate the rest.
Got it. And then if we go a little bit more back into your origin story, what led you to initially, because I think you said you have six companies. What led you to initially get into business? Because I don't know about you, but like in my area here in Australia, entrepreneurship isn't really that big, and I didn't even really consider it for a long time until I read a specific book, The Millionaire Fastlane. So what got you into all of this?
It was actually a book and an entrepreneurs group that I found, to be honest, maybe close to 15, 20 years ago now. But yeah, definitely close to 20 years. Entrepreneurship isn't really seen as a thing. I think it's getting seen more here in Australia, especially in the newer generation, becoming freelancers, contractors, that type of thing. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I
Uh,
remember reading that book and having a lot of bulb moments go off. I'm not sure if you've read that book.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely that one was one of the first books I read 20 years ago. But then also I found the Entourage, which is an entrepreneurs group down in Sydney,
Uh,
15 plus years ago as well. And just I guess finding a tribe, finding a community that are like-minded people that are very much with the same mindset as you, and that definitely was like okay, I didn't feel lost anymore for a long time as an employee and just grinding out every single day. You just feel bored and feel lost. But once you find your tribe, everything changes.
yeah, definitely. And did you have like a specific epiphany moment where you were just like, hey, I should look at doing my own thing? Like I remember for me, I used to commute like an hour and a half each way to get
Yeah.
to the city, and I was just like when I'd like walk to the train, and it kind of felt like I was just like part of a herd of zombies. Like everyone's eyes were just kind of like glass, if that's the saying, like, and they were just like going through the motions, and I was just
Jeez.
looking, I'm like, what the hell? Like I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
down the road. Did you have like a specific epiphany moment where you're like, all right, something's got to change?
It was two things at once. One was the company I was working at. The owner was going through a really bad divorce, and he was like, "Okay, Lucas, do you want to take over running the company?" So I did that for about 18 months, and then it got to the point of going, "Okay, well, I need to sell the business." And so I was an employee at the time, and I was like, "Okay, that's a good opportunity to buy this company and then keep scaling it." But then I thought I didn't want to be where he was. He was 50 plus years old, and he'd been doing the same thing for like 30 years. And I was like, I was 26 at the time, and I was like, I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to experience and travel the world and experience many different things before I went all into business. Because I thought if I got into that scenario, that would be me for the next 30 years, and I didn't want that to happen. So that was definitely the pivotal moment. I went, okay, yeah, no, I'm really keen to do this. But give me a couple of years to at least experience the world, and then I'll come back and go all in.
hmm Gotcha. So you did a little bit of traveling and then came back and got back into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially, yeah.
And I always say business is a bit of like a roller coaster. You have some high highs, you have some low lows. Is there any that come to mind for you? Some of like yeah, when you were like on top of the world, and some of them where you were just like questioning why the hell am I even trying to run a business and not be an employee?
Way too many times to count. I'll give you a simple example is in one of our ventures, we built an AI platform. This is 10 years ago now. We went to market, we raised capital, we did that whole journey, went to the US for 5 years. And in that process, when we raised all the capital and we had, I guess, investors giving us the signal, like, hey, yes, we're definitely on the right path, we're ticking all the boxes, we're going down the right direction. That gives you that really good high moment to go, okay, yeah, great, this is amazing. Got millions of dollars in the bank now. Let's go and have some fun. And then the lows of the lows is shit. It hasn't worked out. We're too early. No one believes in AI. This is
Yeah,
way before ChatGPT, right?
yeah,
No one believes in AI. We couldn't talk to anyone about it, so we couldn't sell the product to anyone, and so we had to shut the company down. So
yeah.
you've gone from a high high to a very low low.
Yeah, and especially I imagine like it sounds like you put a lot of work into that, and then just having the market say, no, we're not interested, we don't care, you spent the
Yeah.
last few years working on it.
Yeah, 5+ years, 100+ hours a week, every single week for 5 years
Yeah,
straight, millions of dollars. Yeah, and then gone.
damn. And then, so today, Crofty, one of it. So with Crofty, what are some of the things that you guys are like working on at the moment? I saw you sent over that like bit of information for me as well. I had to look for it out. What are some like internally projects you guys are working on that you're excited about?
Yeah, loads of cool stuff. I guess going through all our lessons learned and making sure that we take these lessons into any projects that we do for clients, right? And so, because we're heavy in the construction and manufacturing industry, we're doing. I could like we right now have 40 active AI projects as of today. Everything from running, we're doing loads of quoting and estimating and tender writing and report writing, through to scheduling, resourcing, like timesheet, times tracking, all the way through to invoicing, sales orders, purchase orders, like all that mundane scenarios that occur every day in a business for a person, an employee, which they just don't like doing that type of work. Seeing those light bulb moments go off in their mind, go, oh wow, I don't have to do this job anymore. I can now focus on what I actually love to do.
Hmm.
That's what we love seeing. We love seeing those light bulb moments and go, okay, great, we've actually cracked the nut here, and then we can move on to more exciting things. They're kind of like the low hanging fruit. A really exciting one we're doing at the moment. I can't disclose too much information, but essentially, a couple of young guys have left a big corporate. They've started up their own business, and they're like, Lucas, what we hated about working at the big corporate, we want to make sure we never do again. And a part of that not fun stuff was managing staff members. So we're building this business from the ground up as an AI first business. They'll grow to about $10 million in revenue and have 0 employees.
Nice. And so wait, the thing is not having meetings, or
Not
the
having
thing.
employees, not having staff. So
Okay.
from going on site, I'll use meta glasses because people understand meta glasses, but like going on site, taking all the information when you're on site, capturing all that data, bringing it back into your system, all the way through to verifying it and creating the report, and then send the report and the invoice out to the client. That whole process, start to finish,
Yeah.
can be 100% done using AI.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And then, so when I was looking at the stuff that you sent over to me on in the email, so from my understanding, is it you guys kind of have like these are the packages that you can choose from? Which one do you want us to implement into your business, or is it more like you guys kind of customize based on what the business needs?
We start from a structured process by identifying the biggest pain point of the business, and then we go on solving that. Or we do a full review of the entire business to give them an AI roadmap to start with. That's kind of like the consulting part of the business. When it comes to development, it's all bespoke. It's all depending on what we're solving. We don't need to build large language models anymore, thank God. Like, 10 years ago, we had to build our own large language model. I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
So we use the top 15 that already exist on the planet. We bring them into the ecosystem, say Microsoft 365, and then we custom those large language models. We fine tune the AI on their actual data set, so that stays in their ecosystem from a security and IP point of view. And that customized fine tuning of the AI model is solving whatever that biggest pain point is for their business.
Right. And then do you guys have a process to keep things like efficient, especially if you're doing things like bespoke? Like I found for me when I was doing a little bit like helping with AI implementation, it was just like each client would be like a whole different thing. Their systems would be a complete mess. So the first thing you'd have to do is just like get their business running smoothly before you can even put your thing on top of it. And it was just a lot of headaches trying to just learn their business and then implement the solution that you guys agreed upon. So yeah, what do you guys kind of do to have that be efficient and not just waste a lot of time that you can't really bill and
There's
um,
a lot of learning in that. So if we go back a few years when we closed out our last company and came back to Australia, we were being pulled into every industry you could imagine, right, to solve every problem you can imagine. And we work with over 1,000 different platforms. As a development team and a consulting team, you're learning a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of inefficiency around relearning. As we get nicher and nicher and nicher, and the last 18 months we've been focused in the construction manufacturing industry. Um, Most of the organizations in these industries use the same platforms, so you're not relearning from the ground up. You're just tailoring how they do things with their own IP and tailoring it to suit their business. So you haven't got to start from the very beginning.
Hmm.
It makes it easier for them, makes it easier for us, and then they win and we win.
Right. So just like really dialing in on one industry. Got it. And
Yeah, so like if you look at construction, right, it's construction services. It actually is really broad from the high end of town, the builders, the civils, all the way through down to the tradies, the plumbers, the sparkies, the handyman. Like is actually quite broad, but it's the construction services industry.
okay, gotcha. And is the construction industry that you were telling me previously when we spoke, that's the industry where it's quite hard to target them because they're not really online, or was that
Yep. 100%. Yeah, no, no, this industry hasn't really changed in a very long time. So you might find a few of the younger generation on, say, LinkedIn, but they don't really use it very much. It's networking events, it's industry events, it's referrals, it's word of mouth. Their entire industry is still done by shaking a hand.
Right. So what made you guys decide to focus more on this industry when it is a little bit, like you said, difficult to kind of target them aside from traditional ways?
We saw the opportunity. The industry hadn't changed in 30 years. The most of the industry is still running on spreadsheets, and so there's a massive. So two things happen. One is we won the Olympics for Brisbane, massive influx of construction requirements. Second thing is there's no staff available. Literally, they don't exist in the country. So there's bottleneck of resources to try and solve what we need to solve for the Olympics. And so there's a huge opportunity to try and backfill and get a lot of the staff that they already have in those organizations focusing on what they should be doing and less administrative work. So if we can automate all the back end, because you can't find the physical staff to do any more of the heavy lifting, you can get the staff they already have to do more important work and less of the back end work, and then that's already a win-win for that organization. It's a win-win for our city, for Brisbane, and it's a win for the Olympics.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. And then, so I know you said you guys have some growth goals to get to about up to 100 clients. What do you guys kind of like? What's the plan to reach that target?
Yeah, it's a great conversation because I would love to just scale it through digital marketing and social media, right? But I think that's the one thing with this industry is we keep getting told that they just don't exist online. So happy for someone to prove it wrong and show us a different direction. But for now, it's very much proving that we can deliver what we said we're going to deliver, and it's showing the outcomes, and then those referrals and that whole network will open up.
Okay. So is it mainly your clients are coming from referrals at the moment?
Yeah, every single client comes from a referral right now.
Yeah. Okay. Which is kind of tricky. Like if you have big growth goals that you want to scale quickly and you're just like waiting, hey, refer me to the next person.
Sure is. If you have a solution, I would love to hear it. But that's the joys of this industry, right?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. And um, so and then have you guys like tried anything else in the past to try to get more clients, or it's just kind of been like the referrals?
We've just started doing some social media, digital advertising, some videography, different techniques and so forth. Building some AI agents with, say, I'm just got my LinkedIn AI agent working for me now. But it's yeah, we're not really because these companies don't even have a website, right? They're hardly even online. So I don't know the answer. I'm not a marketing person, not a specialist in this space. So probably down the route of traditional sales approach, but also testing and measuring the digital marketing space as well.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And that's interesting. So what does your LinkedIn agent do exactly?
So right now it's doing some pretty basic things to solve a lot of my time. So I get spammed a ton, like 10 to 20 messages a day from people that are outreaching to me in the development world, maybe trying to sell me some offshoring services, digital marketing agencies. So right now the LinkedIn agent scrapes all that for me, automatically responds and archives those messages so I don't even have to see it.
Nice.
If a genuine message comes through and it's like someone that's not trying to sell me something, they're actually wanting to us to engage with them or have a meeting with them, then it automatically responds with my details, my direct information, my direct HubSpot link, and gets a meeting booked into my calendar.
Okay, nice. How did you set that up? Because I'm looking at something like that as well, but I've seen LinkedIn is very like fussy with connecting external
Yeah.
AI stuff to it. Yeah, how did you go about setting that up?
Yeah, you have to. The AI API is limited, so you can't do what you traditionally do through the back end of, say, a system and do a full automation. You have to you have to work around it. So in this case, I'm just using uh, how do you explain this? Like, you might have heard of the terminology called co-work, where essentially it's a kind of like a mini AI agent takes over your computer and then runs a script and then does that for you. So I've been using Claude Co-work to do that LinkedIn methodology I spoke about before.
Okay,
Took
nice.
a, took a bit to get set up, but now it actually runs every single day for me.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. I've got a few things that do some stuff on yeah, browsers and things for me, but yeah, LinkedIn it was kind of like, oh no, LinkedIn doesn't let you connect it. So yeah, I'll have to check that
No, it
out.
doesn't. You got to pretend it's a human driving the computer. It's the only way we get around it. Otherwise, LinkedIn will just stop it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Cool. And then so I know we're starting to run out of time. Yeah. How about what's been one of like the best books that you've read that's helped you with business?
Yeah, I've already mentioned it. It's a game
Okay.
changer when I was getting into Rich Dad Poor Dad
Yeah.
and really understanding that this world even existed. Because when you go to school, you get brainwashed to be a lawyer, an accountant, or a doctor or something, right? And so you don't realize there's any other option out there. Hopefully, it's changed now, 20 years later. Hopefully, the schooling system's somewhat changed, but not when I went to school. So it's a great way to understand that something else exists and you can have passion and love for something other than the traditional workforce.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. For me, when I was at school, I didn't know so something else existed either. They didn't talk about anything like that. And how about what's been one of like the most valuable lessons that you've learned in business?
The learning to say no. It's really, really, really hard to say no. But the more you say no, the more better opportunities arise. A lot of people want to suck your time and really just have coffee meetings for sake of coffee meetings, and they just want to call and catch up, and so you're getting really good at saying no. Is the probably most valuable thing I've learned over the last 10 years.
Yeah, nice. Well, it's been great having you on the show. Could keep going a lot longer. Where can people go to learn a little bit more about you and what you guys do?
The great thing is my name Lucas Meadowcroft. I'm the only Lucas Meadowcroft in the world, so you can search me on any platform, and I will show up. I'm a completely open book. Reach out to me directly. LinkedIn, my email address, phone number, all my details are live on every platform.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Well, I'll put those in the links in the show notes below. Appreciate you coming on. You guys have been listening to the Business Growth Podcast. Until next time, keep growing.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.